You might have missed this one because it disappeared off the internet crazy fast, like it was posted and then wiped away before anyone had time to screenshot. Earlier this week, a new account popped up on social media under a generic name, supposedly a perfume-loving creator sharing cozy little moments about what they were wearing. But here is the kicker. That account wasn't actually a real person. It was a fully fabricated AI influencer built by a beauty incubator. That account looked polished enough to fool a surprising number of people before the brand quietly scrubbed it from existence. At first glance, it is easy to roll your eyes and think, who could fall for that? Because it feels like uncanny valley level weird. But that is the gaslighting trick. Some fakes are obvious, some aren't, and the not obvious ones are getting better every single week. The more these generative tools improve, the blurrier the line between what is real and what is manufactured becomes. This matters deeply for creators and for the tools we use to repurpose content in this new digital landscape. If a brand can create a fake person that promotes their products, they cut out paying real creators and they control every single word that influencer says. That is essentially advertising that looks like organic creator content, except nobody real is behind the camera. That is ethically messy and also terrifying for anyone who earns a living making authentic content. It creates this surge in low-trust content on the platforms, and that is exactly where smart creators need an edge. I have been seeing more and more sketchy AI influencer or fake voice ads in my own feeds, from celebrities endorsing things to creators recommending products they never touched. One day, someone stitched together clips and synthetic audio, and suddenly a product I had never heard of had 1 million views and climbing. The algorithm thought it was organic, which is why being media literate is non-negotiable now. But being media literate also means having systems that help you get the real, reliable stuff out there faster. You need authentic moments, genuine clips, and honest context so your audience knows you are trustworthy. That is where tools like Vizard become a practical weapon for keeping your brand integrity intact. Before I get into the how-tos, quick aside. There was a viral song earlier this year that charted while being fully AI generated. Even the artist photo was synthetic. People streamed it and shared it in their stories, showing how quickly synthetic content can slip into mainstream channels. So when a clip of someone you trust says, "This changed my life," you need to be able to ask, is this really from them? Or is it just stitched, zoomed, muffled, and repurposed content designed to sell you something? Okay, so how do you spot these scams and protect your audience and your business? Here are the things I look for. First, context matters, because if it is a promoted ad from a random brand you have never heard of, you should be skeptical. Those platforms are where spammy, low-effort generative vids live, and they are where creators get ripped off by stitched clips. If you follow someone and suddenly see them recommending a random product they have never talked about, hit pause. Second, watch the mouth, because if the words do not quite match the lip movement, that is a massive red flag. Sometimes there is an awkward overlay of B-roll while somebody is supposedly talking, which is a classic editing trick. It is like the old reality TV method where you stitch interviews together and hide the cuts, but now it is way easier with AI. Third, check the audio texture, because real audio carries room tone and tiny background noises. Synthetic voices often sound too clean or unnaturally flat because the background noise has been digitally stripped away. If the voice is suspiciously isolated, it might be generated, so listen closely to the quality. Fourth, look at the details, because AI still messes up tiny things like hair strands, ears, and jewelry reflections. If something looks smoothed out in a way that flattens texture, or there is a weird seam where hair meets skin, trust your instincts. Fifth, consistency is key, so if someone's content voice or cadence changes out of nowhere, ask why. You can be generous and assume it is a new creative direction, or you can be cautious and check if the brand is using synthetic clips. Now, for creators who rely on long-form content, the risk is twofold. Your content could be stitched against your will, or you could miss out on the attention. The solution is to work smarter with your content pipeline, so you control distribution and maximize your own authentic reach. This is where a smart workflow tool helps, not by being flashy, but by making the honest stuff consistent, fast, and unavoidable. I want to talk about Vizard not like an ad, but like a thing I would recommend to a friend who is fed up with manual clipping. Vizard helps creators repurpose long videos into short, platform-ready clips, and it does it automatically in a way that keeps your voice intact. Think of it as the person on your team who finds the moments that actually land, edits them cleanly, and schedules them for you. Here is why that matters. If you are a creator, you simply cannot manually watch 8 hours of footage each week and pull the good bits. You also cannot afford to let the algorithm prioritize a synthetic viral clip that misrepresents who you really are. Vizard's auto-editing finds the viral parts of long videos, turns them into ready-to-post shorts, and does it in a style that stays true to you. You do not need to babysit every single edit, which is huge for keeping control over your own personal brand. Also, Vizard has auto-schedule features, so you set posting frequency, choose your cadence, and the tool cues authentic clippable moments. That consistency means your real content gets out there systematically instead of hoping a random stitched fake outpaces you. And the content calendar centralizes your clips so you can see everything, tweak captions, and shuffle posting times. For creators juggling brands and personal content, that is the difference between being reactive and being in control. Vizard hits that sweet spot. Better than manual, more creator-friendly than overpriced agencies, and more focused on real clips than the one-button AI factory tools. That does not mean Vizard is perfect for everyone, as heavy-duty studios that need frame-by-frame color grading will still want professional software. But if you create long-format content and want to grow on short-form platforms without losing authenticity, it is a practical, cost-effective solution. Let me be clear. None of this fixes the broader ethical mess, as companies creating synthetic influencers or stealthily using creator likenesses are still doing something shady. There have been contracts floating around that quietly claim perpetual rights to use a creator's likeness in AI-generated content, which is a terrifying clause. Always read contracts carefully and be wary of a checkbox that gives a brand indefinite rights to repurpose your content. What you can do as a creator: be skeptical of surprise endorsements and check their official accounts to see if it is legitimate. If you make content, watermark your clips, keep raw files organized, and maintain metadata so you can prove ownership. Say no to shady contract clauses that grant perpetual AI usage rights because you need to negotiate or walk away. The New York Times has a quiz challenging you to tell AI videos from real ones, and I took it and failed more than I would like to admit. Some convincingly fake videos took mere minutes to create, so you need to energy check your assumptions. If you are a creator trying to build trust, tighten how you publish and use tools that make that sustainable. Vizard won't fix the ethics crisis, but it helps you get real clips out faster and reduces the chance that a manufactured clip becomes the narrative. I hope this was useful, so go take that quiz if you have not. It is a real reality check. Consider automating the honest parts of your workflow so you can focus on the things only a real human can do: storytelling, nuance, and trust building. Leave a comment with what you saw in the quiz, and I will share some of my favorite Vizard workflow tips in the next video. See you there.